And we're live. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the Come Cook With Me show. So my name is Laura Hall and we come live to you every Friday. And we really strive. I feel like I say this often. We strive to get here on time, and on time could be the 4:30 show or 5:30 show. But today we had an open house, not an open house, but a showing. Our house is on the market because many of you know that we're actually moving to Mobile. I'm so excited about that. But we just had to have the showing because this family was in from out of town and we had a family yesterday. It was just crazy. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. We have a great show for you today. A really yummy, such a great meal. For those of you who I promised we would end this month, the Zoodle month, because this month we've cooked an entire recipe full of Zoodle, great healthy choices. So today is a day that we're going to be having a vegetarian Chipotle, so it's very spicy. And again, you know, if you followed me before, you can alter the spice because I do put in a lot of spice, but this is a very awesome, yummy recipe. It's great when it has all this flavor of spice because the lentils just take on just an enormous flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and get started cooking. We'll go ahead and cover a few things about welcoming people to the show and making sure that everyone is so welcome in the community. And I'm going to hit the saute because we're going to go ahead and saute some of the vegetables and get them started. So I'm going to hit saute so I can get started, heat it up. So if you're new to the show, hey Mari, great to see you. Oh, hey Suzette, it's so good to see you. So that just means it's getting started, it's getting heated. So I'm going to go ahead and put some EEVO, extra virgin olive oil in. You can use avocado oil. In fact, I almost thought about using the avocado oil because I am going to be topping off the recipe with avocado, but you know, when we serve it. But it's been crazy. I couldn't find the avocado oil, and I was like, you know, Laura, let's just get it going. People are waiting on this recipe. So if you're new to the show, please identify who you are, where you're from. Say hello to the community. If it's your first time, we always love to welcome first timers. If you've been following the show for the last year and a couple months, my husband's like, he said, this is just such a routine. We ran in, you know, obviously if you ever saw your house up on the market before, you know, you get everything pristinely ready. You can't have anything sitting under the counters. So, I mean, literally, I had everything chopped up, all stuck in the refrigerator, everything ready to go. And then we all rushed in and got things going, and I got the slow cooker going. So we do this recipe. This is something for those of you who are new. We love to do the recipe as a side-by-side. I grew up cooking when the kids were little. Before I would go teach, I used to teach first grade. So before we would go and get our day started, you know, I'd go out for my run with my girlfriends and come home, we'd all be talking about what are you putting in the crock pot. And so it was just something that we did traditionally. And so when we got home, the crock pot was finished and the kids did their homework and boom, we had a great meal and had some great family time. Because, you know, the meal time is so important for families. So that's one of the things that we really strive for. But while I started doing this cooking show, because we moved here to Florida and our kids are older, my daughter just graduated, those of you who didn't know that, she just graduated college and she's working. My son is a teacher up in Kentucky. And so I'm going to go ahead and start adding some things. This is getting hot. So I've got some onion, and the recipe, for those of you who don't know anything about the recipe, it's up in the comments, so you already have it. You'll see it up there. So I'm going to add some chopped onion. It's a half an onion, but it was a fairly large onion, so I just used a half of one. I'm going to put that in. And I'm going to get some celery here. Now the recipe calls, I think I said a couple of stalks, but these were really teeny. They're organic, so they were really super teeny. And I've just put in a few more because I just love the medley of anytime that you put onion and celery and tomatoes and carrots. I just think it's just so awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and get these sauteed up a little bit. I'm going to add in the peppers. I've got some red and green pepper. Again, everything I choose, you'll know I choose organics. Organic is so important in our body. No pesticides, organic. We're looking for no GMO food as well, and I'll talk about that also during the show. It's just something that's really, really important. So we're going to saute this up, and I'm going to go ahead and add in some garlic. Now, I'm big into garlic. This is a beautiful recipe just to have some really great garlic. So what we do is, I'll show you the garlic. We've gone ahead and we do a roasting of our garlic. When you roast your garlic, it's not as hot and it's not as spicy. So it's just so much more flavorful. So yummy. So we always put it in the oven. I'll show you the container that I do. I just roast a whole bunch, put a little bit of either avocado oil, and we roast it at 325 for about 10 minutes until it just gets really nice and soft, kind of al dente. It's so yummy. And then in here I've got a habanero pepper and a jalapeno pepper. So I'm going to add all of that. You really should take the seeds out if you don't want the heat. I want the heat, so we're keeping the seeds in. Actually, our whole family likes the heat, so that's, I have one person who's coming for dinner tonight, and she's bringing her own because she knows it's just too spicy for her right now. Normally she likes spice, but she's just not in a position where she can have a lot of spice. And then we have some Chipotles in Adobo Sauce, and so that's right here, that's that. And I'll show you the can I got. This is just the can that I could find at the store. This is one of those items that I really don't have a great luck at finding in organic. It's just not one of the things that I've been able to find here. Imagine if I go to a couple of different specialty stores and might be able to find it. But we were lucky to get this show going on the road, right? Oh my gosh, so this is a new feature at Facebook. When you're doing a Facebook Live, it actually has the pictures of the people who are watching up at the top, scrolling by. That's a really cool feature. Thumbs up, Facebook. I really love that. Okay. All right, so now that's going to saute. We're going to get that a little al dente. I'm not going to add the carrots until we turn off well, I could add them. Let me just make sure that these are getting nice and translucent. Can add those. Oh my gosh, if you could smell that, it is so incredible. So don't forget, if you're new, say hello, who you are, where you're from. We love to do that in our community. It just creates just such a wonderful experience for everyone to get to know one another. And we have people who've been following us for we've been doing this show for, let's see, 12, 13, 14, I think we're in our 15th month now. Crazy, crazy. And you see this guy right behind us, the Instapot. That's someone who's going to be winning that today. And so I'll talk a little bit about that as we go on. Okay. So once this is sauteed, and if you have one of those, I have a newer slow cooker. It's not actually a crock pot, but it's a slow cooker. It's by Allclad. So if you have that one, that has a saute feature in it, which is great. But if you don't, you can just saute on the stove if you want to do these a little bit early and get the flavors all gelled together and get them al dente. And that actually looks like it's done. So we're going to go ahead and turn off the saute, cancel. All right. And so this recipe is so easy. Just wait till you see the rest of the ingredients. So simple. So simple. So what we've got here is I've got some roasted, diced, 32-ounce can of diced roasted tomatoes. Love that. This brand is really one of my favorites, and here's the reason why. They do everything right. It's organic, it's non-GMO. You can see that on the label. It's organic, non-GMO. It's something that is really dear to my heart, and it should be to every single mama out there or anybody who's cooking for people with love. Thank you, Dimitri. But if you're doing any of that, cooking with love, you want to have this. You want to make sure you get cans that have that label. Non-PBA. PBA is bisphenol A. And so bisphenol A is an endocrine disruptor. We do not want to have that in our canned goods. So, years ago the practice was to put this plastic liner and it leached into the food. I mean, they didn't know, but now they know. And we know that it's not good for our bodies. So you want to get any canned good that has, they go to the trouble of not putting in that bisphenol A. And all that does is it makes the shelf life longer of the vegetable in the can. So again, really don't want to do that. Okay, so we've got that going, and now it's time for our liquid. I shared with you that we were going to keep this extremely vegan, totally vegetarian, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to be adding, instead of what I normally add is a bone broth, but we're going to keep it total vegetarian, so we're going to add just the vegetable broth. And this is a Green Wise, it's organic, low sodium. I wish I could find one that had very little salt or none whatsoever. But the most important thing is that there's no MSG, so look for that. You don't want to have any MSG going on in any of what you're having. And you can choose, I have 32 ounces identified in the recipe. I have a lot of lentils going in this particular soup, plus I have a cup of quinoa. So, with that said, if you like your soup to be really thick, add just one box. If you like it to be a little soupy, you'll go back to adding two. But I'm just going to keep it at one because we're going to have this a nice hearty soup, nice and hearty. All right, and I'm going to add, again, this is an optional add, a little bit of red wine. This is something that we had left over, it was opened, so I'm just going to go ahead and add in about a cup. And I like the complexity of what red wine brings to the table in my cooking, so that's why we do that. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and add in our lentils. I found some really great lentils when I was at the store, so I always do a come shop with me, and I try to do that on Wednesday, so that gives you a day and a half to prepare. So catch me if you're not familiar with how to do that. Just hit follow first on Facebook, and then you'll be able to know when I'm going to go live. And I always do a lot of live events for health and nutrition, and it's just lots of fun. But then when I'm live, you can always pick up these items at the grocery store, which is great. You can actually come and cook with me in the kitchen. So the first thing that I'm going to add is some red quinoa. And it's organic, it's non-GMO. Look for all of those wonderful labels on your quinoa. I'm going to add just about a cup. I'm going to go shy of filling it to the top of the cup. But I love having a lentil quinoa mix in a soup. It's just so wonderful. And I've fallen in love with red. Red quinoa is just so nutty, so flavorful. And then I have a bag of organic red lentils. And there are a lot of great brands out there. There's so many, but these are so beautiful. Wait till you see how gorgeous they are. So I'm doing 1 full cup of the red. See how gorgeous those are? Okay, and then I have this other lentil, and it's a trio. It's red, green, and black. So I'm going to add that in as well. I just thought having the colors and mixed flavors would be wonderful. So it's 2 cups of lentils no matter what you're doing. And then you're going to do another cup of quinoa. Not even a full cup. And then stir that around. So the other thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add in our spices. That's it. This is it. This is the whole recipe. So wonderful. So I'm going to do a little pink Himalayan salt. This is a staple in our house. We use it for many homeopathic things. All right. And we'll just start ticking them down. The first spice we're going to use is a little bit of cumin. And I give you what the directions are up in the recipe, but I don't actually measure my spices. I cook with this trio of spices so much that I know the right amounts to add. But for those of you who don't, I gave you an idea of what to use. Then I have some ground coriander. I might add just a little bit more cumin, but I have so many peppers in there that I think we're going to be good with it. And then we have some coarse ground black pepper. And so again, you'll see all of the spices are organic, they're no GMOs, and that's a really important feature when we're cooking. Genetically modified organisms, that's what GMO stands for. You don't want that in your body. The bees are already dying. They're telling us they don't want that in their body. They don't want genetically modified food. They don't want it, we don't want it. So we have some Cajun seasoning. And I know there are probably a few of you out there. I have a friend who's the actual farmer who disagrees with me. And that's okay. We all have the ability to have disagreement. You can agree or agree to disagree, which is great. All right, so we have some bay leaves. I'm going to put in 2 bay leaves. So yummy. I love bay leaves. I cooked with those for one of the first soups I ever made was a chicken soup, and I think, let's see, I'm 54, so the first soup I made, I think I was 15, and I cooked it fresh from, I've been cooking for a long time. So I learned how to cook right off the meat, right off the bone. It was just incredible. I mean, it was a very long process, but it was how I learned. Okay, and then we have some Japanese 7-spice. This is one of my favorite spices that I found this year. Okay, and then we have some hot Hungarian paprika. And next we have one of the best flavors that's going to go in here is the Chipotle pepper. This Chipotle makes this meal, especially with the lentils. Oh, you're going to love it. I'm going to add just a smidgen more. Very smoky, wonderful flavor. Very complex flavor. Okay, and then we have some Italian seasoning. Just regular Italian seasoning. Just a little bit of that. I'll show that to you. And I know, I think that I'm rushing through, not showing you the spices, so please forgive me. I feel that since we were so late that I just need to, speed it up. But I really don't need to do that, so I apologize. Okay, and our last spice that we're going to use outside of our danos, and I'll talk about danos in a second, is just a cayenne pepper. So yummy. So you can see, yes, many of you are saying, ooh, I'm going to have to alter that recipe. And you should. If you're not a big spice person like our family is, you might want to alter this one. It's just that great. But when you put in the Zoodles as the noodles in the recipe, it's just going to be so darn yummy. So darn yummy. Okay, the last 2 spices. And the reason why I really love them is because this is a gentleman who's on our team. His name is Dan Oliver. And he has created these Kentucky Proud spices. I mean, I just love them. So I'll show you, these are the big canisters. But what he does is he also has them in smaller canisters, smaller containers. And this is what people get to win. So when you just say hello, who you are, where you're from, you get to win these spices. You get a chance to win. We just put you in a random generator, and every week we pull somebody out and somebody wins the spices. So that's what these are. So you're just making some comments on the show, and that's what you get a chance to earn. So I'm going to put a little bit of both in. So Dano's spices, what I love about them is that he has absolutely low sodium. They are gluten-free. He actually has a better label on here. So they're absolutely incredible because they're gluten-free, no GMO. They are no MSG, no sugars added, and low sodium. They're incredible. And he's just created them, just his own little self. He does some wonderful cooking shows too, so if you follow him, you'll see how he uses his spices in his cooking. So it's really great. And he's on my team. So I love to support people who are on my team and the things that they do. I absolutely think that's essential. You know, that's how we build good communities, right? Helping one another out. Okay, beautiful. So that's it. And the only thing we're going to do is, I'm going to cook this. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to put it on high pressure. We're going to cook it for 15 minutes. And when the 15 minutes is up, you're going to do 10-minute pressure, natural pressure release. Then you're going to let it all open up, release all of the steam. Because that's when you're going to open it up, and you're going to either do one of 2 things. You're going to add in some cilantro, and it's your choice. Some people don't like cilantro, so I also have spinach on the side. So I'm probably going to do a little bit of both because I think the cilantro is going to give it a little bit kick. But I really love spinach in this kind of a soup. It really, it's just one of those fabulous ingredients. But those of you who don't like to use cilantro, you skip the cilantro and go ahead and put in your spinach. When you do this, you're going to do that, stir it around, and then you'll put your zoodles in, okay? And then I have a half of a zest of a lime. When you serve it up, you're going to zest this out, just get the juices out, and put the juices right on top as you serve it. So it's just really, really yummy. And I think that's it. oh, I have avocado. I'm going to use some avocado, and I have some almond yogurt that will cool it off a little bit. And if you don't want to use, if you're okay with using a Greek yogurt would be great on top, and or sour cream. I'm going to use, again, we're staying completely vegan on this recipe for everybody, so everyone has a chance to see what this flavors are all going to come up with. So let's talk about who won last week's show with regard to getting the spices. So who is the lucky person who won the spices? So I wrote that down, and it was Jody Motor. And Jody, I think that was your first time that you participated. I think that you said this was your first show. I can't remember, but I think that was it. So I will look you up and send you a message to let you know that you won the spices, so that I can get your address and we can get it shipped off and mailed to you. But we also said last week, since we were absent the week prior, because I was in Austin, we were with my founding growth leaders taking some wonderful, wonderful in-state to create videos, upcoming education and training that's going to be coming about. So for your grace, we decided we'd go ahead and do the shake that was released, which was the raspberry cheesecake. So we actually have a winner for that one too. So I will share that with you. And the person who won that one is Karen Smith. So Karen, I want a bowl right now. Yeah, it's going to be so yummy. So Karen Smith, I'm going to send you the raspberry cheesecake shake. I'm going to get your address and you get that. So congratulations. So excited for you. Okay, so I'm not going to put the top on and get this started because this is going to be done very quickly, and I know I have a guest who's going to be coming a little bit later. And this slow cooker, let me tell you, this is going to go on almost until after we're finished dinner and cleaning up, because that's how long this is going to take. But that's just how it went. So I will post pictures of both see who wins. We're just not going to be able to eat them both tonight at the same time. So I'm going to have this ready to go as soon as our guests arrive. So I'm not going to put the top on. But again, I'm going to hit manual, and I'm going to hit it at 15 minutes, and it'll be done after that. So let's go ahead and see who the lucky person is. Last week we said we would be giving away that Instapot back there. And I'm very excited. We had so many people. We actually had some people end up sharing almost at the last minute. I got you into the hat. So let's go ahead and do drum roll. Good luck to whoever wins. I'm very excited for you. I love Instapot days that we give Instapots away. And we do it once a month. Sometimes we've done it twice a month. I don't know. It's just so crazy. But we do an Instapot giveaway. Just because it's fun. It's just so fun. And people say, do you get Instapot? Does Instapot give this to you? No, they don't give it to me. But I've been so encouraged with the people who follow this show on a regular basis, and people who are just writing in saying, I never would have taken my Instapot out of the box had it not been for you. So thank you for the show. And so my gratitude of giving back to everybody, that's just what I like to do. So good luck. I'm excited for whoever wins. I'm going to just stir it up, pick one name. I really should have, my goddaughter's in the pool already. I can't even get her out to have her pick. So hang on. Okay, I've got one in my hand. We'll see who it is. Good luck, everybody. Oh my gosh, let's see. And the winner is Jenny Taylor. All right, Jenny, woohoo! Good job. I'm just so excited for you, Jenny. That is so exciting. Last week she had shared this, and somebody posted on her wall. I guess we're twins. So look her up, Jenny Taylor. I guess we look alike, and she loves to cook, and so I guess my mini-me won. Jenny, that's phenomenal. So I need to get your address so we can ship that off to you. Congratulations. All right, that's it for the show today. I'm so thankful for everyone who's joined in. Thank you for your grace and your patience of waiting for us this evening. And I know some of you are like, oh, woohoo, I get to be live and I could be there with her versus catching the replay. But I just am so appreciative and so grateful for you. Thank you for coming back and constantly being such a great fan and a great support. If you want to know any of the shows that you've missed and you want to know where you can find them, I always have my shows on YouTube, and it's Lifestyle by Laura J. Just go to YouTube, click on Lifestyle by Laura J. You'll find all of the shows that we've ever done. We're doing a great job at making sure that we get the recipes printed before we get started, and any additional feedback you want to give us so that we can always be hitting the ground with what you love. That would be, I always appreciate that. So have a wonderful, blessed weekend. Let's put this positive energy that is alive on this show, let's just throw it out into the universe. We are selling this house this weekend so that we can get on to Mobile. I've already found my house that I like, or I found a couple that I like. So we'll be cooking in the new kitchen. So let's put that positive energy out there. Everyone have a blessed, beautiful weekend, and we'll see you next week. We have a whole new month now to plan. We're out of Zoodle recipes. Well, I actually could come up with several more, but we'll just see what we're going to come up with. We need to do something that's super light because it's so warm out, and we can, just get some really, really healthy, clean recipes for the summer. Have a blessed and beautiful weekend, everyone. I can't wait to see everyone who's been able to join the show. See you later.